All right, guys, welcome to Ask a Puppy Trainer Show, episode
173.
Boom.
I've got Maple, I'm Bethany, and this is Sparky.
Why'd you pause?
Because I was going to make a joke because, like, Maple's the dog, but Sparky's the human.
Oh.
And
No, stop. Make it.
Well,
Say it. No,
I
you gotta
already
do it
did.
now. You brought it up. You gotta. No.
I'll do better next time.
To be fair, guys, when I introduce myself, I say, "Hey, guys, my name is Sparky. Yes, like the dog. Yes, it's my real name. Do you want to see my ID? It's on my birth certificate."
I really want to, like,
Trust me when I say it's very common.
One of
very
these days,
frequent.
I'm going to get, like, the backstory on that. Okay, anyway.
Oh, my dad said I was the I was the light of the sparkle of their relationship. I think my mom was a pothead. So,
All right.
we'll leave it at that.
We have
Welcome.
we have an announcement to make. Today's a very fun day. It is Ask a Vet show as well. That's going to be at 1:45 p.m. So we're going to hop off of here. We're going to kind of change the setup, and then 1:45 we're going to be back on the live for Ask a Vet show, and we're going to be talking about a really important topic today that all puppy owners really do seem to worry about. And wow, he really likes you. He really likes you. She
knows I have roughly the same impulse control as she does.
And so please join us for that. You guys should all know that this is my absolute favorite breed in the world. This is an Australian Shepherd, a real one. I mean, look,
Which is why she has no Australian Shepherds. How come you don't have a single Australian Shepherd then?
It's a long story. And anyway, like, look at this. No, not even any tail. Look at that. It's adorable. Okay, so she's so much bigger than she was
says,
2 weeks
"Do
ago.
not show me off."
She's
How
very,
dare you.
it's a very serious breed.
Hide your mic if your cord is out. She's already found mine twice.
Nope, it's not out.
She's
Hello.
now been seeking out.
Hi, Maple.
All right, this is from it's from a person. I have a 10-month-old Maltipoo who has started to bite again when we put his harness on. Please help.
10 months old.
Yeah, 10-month-old. So that's a bit of an older dog. Started to bite again. I guess we need to know, what did you do to stop the biting in the first place? Was it basic training when your dog was 4 to 6 months old? Did you do enough training to where they just didn't feel the need to bite because they're feeling properly stimulated? Do we have our dog on a leash in the house? Probably not, because it's a 10-month-old Maltipoo. But this is what I'm doing. If I need to put a harness on my dog, I'll just tell you what I do for my puppies, because, again, puppy show. I have my dog in the crate. I'm going to bring them out because I'm getting ready to go for a walk. And when I bring my puppies out of the crate, I put the harness on as they're coming out of the crate, and I've already got a leash clipped to them. I've had people struggle to have the harness go on the dog before, and I've even told them to put the dog back into the crate to then use that crate and that confinement,
As
3
leverage.
sides,
Good leverage.
as leverage to get the dog to settle. And also, they don't have as many exits, as many outs, so they don't try to take as many outs. Now you got your dog that they can have the harness on in the crate, and then you can go for a walk, and you're trying to take that to the next level. That's when I'm going to bring out my food. I got to make sure that I have some form of control. That probably means leash on the flat collar, just so they can't bolt away from me, and that's just my leverage to keep them there. And I'm using food to get a sit. I might tuck the butt into my pelvis, like my like thigh area, so I can kind of like stay above the butt. I can have a hand on the chest and the shoulder as like a method of comfort. Can I hold her really? Oh, yeah. Are you doing it? Are you showing us?
No.
Okay, cool.
I was just thinking in my head, I could show this with this puppy.
I thought you were.
I could show it.
So imagine my dog's not sitting on my lap, but I'm kind of like sitting along her backside with my thighs, in the sense that I could use my thighs to press from the side, but I'm not sitting on her spine, not even a little bit. You could hurt them. And then I have my hands kind of like on the chest like this. I can massage and knead into my dog.
Was like,
she literally melted the second I started doing it, because I got that deep shiatsu massage, you know? And then once she's starting to settle, and look, this is too fast, amps her up, nice and slow. Then I'm going to take a handful of food. Good. Handful of food. I'm going to set the harness on the ground. She tries to go for the harness and nip and bite at it. I'm going to, hey, little pressure on the chest, kind of get her to back off. Back to my massage, get her to melt. Good. Handful of food. I'm going to scoot that harness closer. Handful of food. I'm going to try to get a paw in there. Handful of food. I'm constantly re-engaging. This is what we call counter conditioning. The conditioning she has now is harness goes on, she bites it. I'm going to counter condition her to see the harness, expect food. Put on the harness, get food. So I'm transferring the way she interprets the harness from a bad to a good. Do you want to add?
Well, give me my dog back. If it were me, and I'm thinking 10-month-old dog, I wonder what the relationship is like. I'd want to ask you more questions.
That's the hard part is we don't know
Is
more about the dog.
Is there biting in other issues? Is there some frustration? Is there some barking in other issues? Because if there are other issues, then the advice I'd like to give shouldn't be done. You should do what he said. But if there aren't really any other issues, she's really respectful. She stops and waits at thresholds without you even having to tell her to half the time. She waits for her food bowl. She's not running around the couch all the time like it's an obstacle course, or you can just tell her to stop, easily. If there's a good respect in the home, I would probably just clip a leash to her flat collar in crate. This is still all in crate. I would invite her out of crate, and that way I'm still really close to it. And I would go to put her harness on. And as soon as she went to bite me, I would freeze, go, no, grab the leash, do a little leash pressure up in the air, knock it off, relax again, go to put the harness on. Then if she didn't go to bite me, then I might add food. So the difference is she knows food is on me, but she doesn't get it unless she's not biting me, rather than using the food to prevent biting. So hopefully that makes sense to you. Those are two methods you can try, but I promise you, my method might make her worse and more frustrated if she has other disrespectful issues in the home that need to be addressed. Just to be super clear.
I was curious if you're going to bring it up. I was actually really looking forward to see how she was going to address that, because if your dog doesn't believe you, that's not going to work.
It's problematic, yeah.
Yeah, you already have other issues that you haven't addressed.
I'm freaking out inside. I want to adopt this.
This is the
dog.
calmest
This is the
Aussie
calmest
I've ever seen.
Guys, I was ready to show you guys how to wrestle an alligator puppy.
Josh wanted to bring me her last week, and I said hell to the no, because I can't control this dog by myself without Bethany.
I
could have brought her in.
I need to know what breeder this puppy is from. Do you remember Bean? Do you guys remember Bean? I mean,
who we love, by the way, if your mom is watching. We really did love Bean.
Bean is no offense to this one, is a real Australian Shepherd, and is so much fun to work, and is definitely, like for me, for someone like me that like gets a high from these nippy, drivey, tell me what to do all the time, gotta have a job type of puppies. I mean, Bean is right up my alley. I mean, he's not kidding. I mean, we loved her, and we used her for so much content for our like seminars and online school, which you guys can check out at thepuppyacademy.com. And she was like this perfect, just aces by the end, as long as you told her what to do. If you left her to her own devices, unlike this dog, she'd get into trouble because she's a herding puppy, right? This is crazy. Are they trained to this dog?
No. She actually is pretty crazy. Oh. She can be. When you have food, she's insanity.
Oh my God.
Harnessed by food.
We're in love. We're in love.
I've actually never seen her this calm. Maybe we've turned a corner.
No, it's because
of me. Oh yeah.
It's because of me.
All right, let's move to our next one.
She loves me.
She doesn't even know you.
She's never met you. That was harsh. Okay. We still don't have any questions on Instagram, do we? No. Instagram, what's up, man? Come on. You guys are usually piling them in. So feel free to ask a question, include the age and breed of your puppy, please. But we've got plenty, but we like to prioritize you guys.
Moriano.
We like to prioritize you guys because you're here. So we're going to do this one, and then I'll read this one.
Ava, 5-month-old Mini Bernedoodle bites at shoes and feet and thinks it's a game. Help, make it stop.
Oh, I just talked about puppy biting.
You got to go over it because you're going to obviously give your food pouch, walk 2 steps, pause.
Well, we actually really go over this in depth in our online school at thepuppyacademy.com. Your puppy is the perfect age for it. But to just kind of do an overview, when I can't talk to you back and forth like you can in our online school. What I would do is I would set your puppy up to know the expectation, and that means first thing in the morning, and then especially evening, at that bewitching hour, you need to have your training pouch on you. You need to have that food pouch on you all. I don't care if you're in your bathrobe. You need to have the food pouch on you. It's ready to go. It can be stale food. I don't even care, but it's got to be something to redirect the puppy. And then the main thing is, you can't keep moving. Everybody wants to keep moving. No. You take 2 steps. If your puppy jumps up on you or bites you, you freeze, kind of bump them off with your knee. It's not a big deal. You're not
You're not
slinging
trying
them.
to Muay Thai your dog. You're almost like keeping your toe down and just bumping forward with your toe still on the ground.
Just bumping them off. Freeze, say sit, pause, give them a piece of food, take 2 steps, freeze, sit, food, 2 steps, stop moving, sit, food, and condition them for the expectation as well as addressing it when it happens, you know, with like the foot bump.
Yeah.
And a leash. Get a leash on your puppy.
I thought you said that. You say that first?
Nope. Get a leash
That's
on
the
your
first
puppy.
thing you do.
Yep.
Is your puppy's not coming out of the crate and without a leash until you don't have jumping, nipping, barking, and biting.
That way you can hold them out and away from you while you're doing all of this.
I worked with a client this morning. He's been getting nipped at for about a month and a half. He's tried everything you can find online that's not actual training. And then we did one form of training, which was pressure up and out. He was tearing up by the end because it was 30 seconds of pressure, and this dog stopped, sat, acknowledged him, and he brought out a handful of kibble, and that dog did every single command he asked for after that.
He was happy.
He needed to create a gap stop in that dog's
Yeah,
brain of stop doing this.
Now
and the
do-
man
now we
dog
can
did
do
it,
this.
and then he could harness the energy in a positive way.
Perfect. Okay. Katie says, 10-month-old, demand barking at night when we're on the couch and while I'm sitting at my desk working. Help! He's a Cavapoo.
Cavapoo.
And I guess it's not just at night, but it's driving me crazy. Well, Katie, it sounds like this dog has gotten some attention before for barking. And it looks like it wants some entertainment. So if you're stationary, we saw this a lot in COVID. As soon as someone would go on a Zoom, their dog would start acting up in the background because they want to be the center of attention. You know, for me, it's not really about building leverage in that moment. It's how do you build leverage in other moments of the day? I'm sure he might give you some ideas like right in the moment. But for me, it's more important of like walk to your back door, your dog's on leash, throw the back door open without saying anything. And when he tries to fly through, do a hard block for the first one. Not with the door.
Hard block is your body. You're
your
stepping
body,
in front and your legs become the brick wall he runs into.
Yeah, but he probably won't. Is kind of my point, is that he'll be like, why are you in my way? You know, like, what are you doing? That's kind of the point. That's why I say don't use the door, because there are actual videos of people smushing their dogs' heads in doors. Don't do that.
I've seen it.
That's not what we're saying.
They're not allowed to go on TikTok anymore.
You want to use your body language to teach your dog to give space. That way they respect space. Another way to do this is with place duration. Have you taught, go to your bed, lay down and stay? Because if you haven't, yeah, he's bored. He's going to bark at you if you're on the computer. So look up how to teach place with balanced training, and it'll be on leash, maybe with food. I don't know about a 10-month-old, but maybe with food. And then you'll start to do setups where you take a step away, dog steps off, you move in with the leash guidance, and they start to understand to respect your space a little bit. So you build leverage in those moments, because those can be corrective moments or they can just be teaching moments. It depends on the intensity. And then the other stuff will happen less and less. And then if you do say, hey, knock it off, go to your bed or place, we use place, the dog will have an understanding of what to do instead. You know?
I'm curious how much exercise and training they're getting on a regular basis, not just when they're making mistakes, because a lot of the times we fall into the category of our 10-month-old dog was trained from 4 to 8 months old. He was amazing, he's perfect, and now we don't need to do as much anymore. Yeah. You're right, you don't have to do as much, but you still got to do at least 1 to 2 training sessions a day. They just don't have to be as long and they don't have to be as intense. But if I have my dog at 7 p.m., I know she keeps looking at me, she likes me. If I have my dog at 7 p.m. and every night at 7:30 she barks at me, I'm doing a training session at 6:30. From 6:30 probably to like 6:45, 6:50. Yeah. My dog's gonna then go to place and do what she just said from 6:50 to 7:25, 7:30. And then the barking comes, you stand up, step in your dog, they back off and settle. Bliss, you're golden. They don't, you kind of do like a 3-strike rule to where you realize that they can't be out of the crate anymore. They're already overstimulated. That's a key word, overstimulated, because it kind of means that no matter what you do, nothing's going to work. Because when they're overstimulated, it means they need some downtime in the crate. So if you've done your walk, you've done your training, you've done your supervised separation, which is what she mentioned, hanging out on the bed, doing place, learn how to be calm. Yeah. None of those are working. It's okay. You've done everything you can. Put them in the crate. A couple hours later, bring them out. They needed a nap, and they can't do it themselves. You need to help them out.
Yeah.
She wants some feedback.
Yay, feedback.
I like it. Me. He's a Cavapoo. That was great.
We've
What's this
also
person's
started
name?
doing crate time right after exercise and meal times. Perfect. Make sure you're using the crate door to slow him down, and he has to wait for permission to come out. Trying not to create an exercise junkie. Yeah, it should be structured exercise. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you can do some fetch, but even fetch is exercise. There's drop it, there's sit, there's waiting, all that good stuff.
I love the waiting.
I am really worried I am going to spoil Maple and create a spoiled
When
rotten
was the last
Aussie.
time
So,
anyone ever in their entire life has seen a Aussie sit like that and get a noggin
Never.
scratch for 30 minutes?
Never.
Some more Instagram
Insanity.
questions and then some great TikTok questions.
It's like doped up on Benadryl or something. Okay. I'm going to do...
See you, bud.
Bye, Maple. I miss Bean. Okay. Bruno the Doodle. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, Bruno the Doodle. Okay. Sometimes while... Did I miss a question? No. Bruno will launch himself to nip sometimes while sitting down. We have quick reflexes, but he's doing this. How do we deflect midair? You don't. He's nearly 4 months old. He's an Australian Labradoodle. You don't. That's the problem. You're making, if you're doing that or trying
It's
to do
reactionary,
that, you're creating it even more. You're making it more fun. You're reinforcing it. If I am trying to get a dog to build drive, this is my dog. Happy Halloween. I am going to take the toy, and when they kind of go for it, I'm going to pull it away. And they go for it, I'm going to pull it away. And I'm twitchy. So stop doing that. Okay. All right. What you're going to do instead is you're going to get a leash on this puppy all the time when they're supervised out of crate. That's going to be your biggest thing. And whenever they have any kind of inclination to do that, you're just going to do pressure out and away from you. But there's more to it than that. You're going to want to teach place. I already mentioned this. If you're on here, go look up balance training for place. Your puppy is young enough. Oh yeah, your puppy.
Is this for Bruno?
Yeah.
They're actually in our online school.
Oh, I was just getting ready to say you're the perfect age for the online school. So you're going to get to, so you're already in the online school. So when you get to the place training and the place duration, and we start to teach the boundary of place, but like moving in, that's going to be a big help to you because the puppy's going to start to respect your space.
It creates more believability
Yes.
that when you step in, they should back off, and
Yeah.
when you step back, you're given the opportunity to step forward.
But for now, get a leash on that puppy every time they're out of crate and you're supervising them. So as soon as they go for you, you're just like, no, calmly pick up leash, hold out and away from you. They calm down, you calm down. Sit, good food, sit, good food. Maybe they're getting too much freedom.
I think you should put the leash on the flat collar, not the harness. I think this is a very tall dog who will still be able to drive forward.
Australian Labradoodle.
Australian Labradoodle is still 25 pounds, right?
I just put it in my videos.
4
Sorry,
months
I've
old.
seen the videos and you
Oh, it's super
4
tiny?
months. It's
Okay,
4
cool.
months old.
Harness them, harness.
But have food on you all the time. And you probably need a little more crate time, but have food on you all the time. That way you can redirect. Anything else?
No, the food. You took it. I was going to say food too. Food pouch on the hip all the time. Anytime it comes out of the crate, leash on. That's it.
Well done.
I
Oh, you got TikTok?
You got lots of
No, I don't. No TikTok. My phone's dead.
I hate getting up close.
Okay.
Can you read them?
Yes.
Not you.
My puppy isn't intrigued by treats and loses concentration very easily. What else could I use?
I feel like they heard that.
Heard
They
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
she's
said it into
Oh,
my mic.
heard her.
Well, that's
Yeah.
fine. Did you say that? Sure.
So it's a puppy that isn't food motivated. What do they do?
I gotta read the question. You answer that one.
Can they use something instead of treats if it's not motivated?
You can use toys and all that, but my big thing is, what if we tried to build food motivation? Because what I find, and it was the same way 15 years ago when I first started doing this and got my first dog, I brought a dog home. She didn't care about her kibble, so I bought a bag of high reward treats and I used that forevermore until I eventually one day switched her back to kibble, and it took a long time because not every dog wants kibble. Of course they want treats over kibble. We increase food drive by preventing access to other things. So like, let me give an example. By the way, this can only be done if your dog is the proper weight and not underweight at all, especially for a young puppy because they can lose too much weight for it. But take your dog, you go to train them, you have your bag of kibble in your pouch, you take out a handful of kibble, you tell your dog come. They come 5 to 20 times, they do 5 to 10 sits, 5 to 10 places, and then they're done. They don't want any more food. That bag of food goes back in the fridge. That bowl of food goes back in the bag, which goes in the fridge, and that's all they're gonna get for that meal. And granted, remember, we're not holding off food.
We're
give
offering
every
it.
opportunity for them to eat it for training, but we're making them work for it, so they can't just get the food in a bowl. We do that a couple times in a row, a couple days in a row. Can't really do it more than, would you say, 3 days, 2 days?
Three.
Something in there?
Three.
Yeah, 2 to 3
People
days.
are more comfortable with 2, but technically they can go up to 3 if they are good weight or roly-poly oldies.
And you're gonna find,
They never go
you're
that
gonna
long,
find by day 2, probably
Yeah.
end of day 1, that all that kibble that your puppy passed up in the day before, they're much more motivated to eat, much more motivated to work for longer. That's because they have a higher food drive, and you guys have done that. You've made that.
I have 2 things though. If your puppy is 12 weeks or younger, or especially a small breed dog, a lot of them don't like to eat kibble, and it takes them a long time in their
The
crate
soak.
to
Yeah.
crunch them and like work them. So they really don't enjoy working for kibble because it's really hard on their gums and their puppy teeth that are still coming through. And so soak it in water and just put it aside for like 10-15 minutes. You just put like a little bit of water to make them spongy. You can put a glove on if you want, and then work with spongy food. I do it all the time with really young puppies. It is very, very useful. And then the second thing that I wanted to say is that you might have a really calm puppy, do you? Because if you do, then this may not work. I mean, try it, but it may not work. I just
You got to build drive and motivation.
no, but you don't have to. But you don't have to. You don't have to. If you have a calm puppy, you don't have to. So I just experienced this. It was the weirdest thing.
What, a calm puppy?
A calm
No, they don't exist.
Doodle.
Stop.
A calm doodle. It was wonderful.
She's lying to you guys.
It was amazing. Because I don't ever get that. Neither does Sparky.
No, because people don't call me if they're doing
No,
this calm.
we don't do that. And these are people I've worked with before, and it was like preliminary, get it before it gets bad. And I was like, this is the best
This is
dog.
the best dog ever.
I was like, I didn't do anything.
We'll keep it that way.
Well, yeah, I just didn't ruin it. So basically, I had to use I used like a jerky treat. I used real meat dog food because it's super healthy. But
It's literally called Real Meat, like
Yeah.
Real Meat. That's the company.
and they have treats, but I just bought the dog food because we use it so often. And even that wasn't great. I tried chicken, and that did get me a little bit more. But he'd still rather look at the neighbor going in their house and he just look and observe. And then he paid attention to me and my high value food. And for a really young puppy, I was actually okay with that. It took him a little longer to do things. I'd say sit, he'd think about it, and then he'd sit. And it's like, I am totally okay with that. I actually don't want to change the temperament of that dog. He's with the perfect family for him. They don't need more drive. And so if that's the case, you might need to use a higher value, healthy food just when you go out on walks. But try the other stuff we said first, because your puppy may be a maniac. We don't know.
I also find that a lot of people who are giving food to their dogs, after like 2 days of doing this, they're like, wow, we always only get a quarter of the meal eaten every single time we feed him.
Yes.
What if I cut out that other 3/4 because he's not eating it anyways, and then after a day or two of finishing that quarter voraciously because there's so much less food and they're seeing less food, then I start adding food back in
Yep.
to see what the actual diet needs to be.
Yep.
Did that with my dog, cut her down to a quarter of her meal for 2 days straight. By the 3rd day, I gave her a half scoop, like the normal portion. Never seen that dog eat so fast, because all of her resources are going away when she didn't eat them. So she started realizing if she didn't eat them, she didn't get them.
Yeah, so it just creates a little bit more urgency. So.
Okay, I have
Urgency,
this
thank you.
question. We're getting a new 8-week-old golden retriever pup. Can I love her up the first couple of nights and days?
Oh shoot, I think someone's outside needing me.
This is a good question.
You can be me. I await your answer,
Is
Bethany.
it real?
I
Are
think
you
no, I think they're
messing with
trolling
us?
you. They're probably
Do
trolling you. a
you
little bit.
know
I
us?
cuddle like cute golden. Like,
Did you
that's what
make-
people want to do?
Ricky, did you make this up?
Look, it's right there. It's from.
I think you know us and you follow us and you're trolling us.
I'm gonna let her be mean to you. I'm not gonna say that.
You go ahead and do that.
We can talk about the balance of loving and training.
Or you go ahead and do that. And if you live in LA, in a few months, I will direct you to the website and you can pay for some advanced training.
How can they
And I'll tell you
love
why.
their dog
And I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. Because when you do that, you set yourself up to never, ever be able to influence your puppy's decision making in the future. You will not be able to influence their choices. And when they are a puppy, they are still in follower mode. They have phases, just like children go through phases, puppies have phases. Right now they're in follower mode. and it's a really great mode, and you think it's great, and you think you're doing good, and then they hit 4.5, 5.5, 6 months, and they are an adolescent for a year and a half, and you feel like you don't know your dog at all, your dog doesn't listen to you, even if you've done training, you have like a lot of setbacks, all of those are normal. And so if you don't set yourself up to have a balance of earned affection, not affection because he's cute, not affection because you're taking photos for the gram, but earned affection because your puppy is working for a living like they're meant to, then and only then will you have a chance to have a good life in the future with your dog where you can go places, do things, and have that balance. If you set yourself up like that, it makes it so hard to come back from. Sometimes people can't come back from it because you don't know the genetics of this puppy. You don't know what their prey drive is like. You don't know if they just want to play with the squirrel or if they want to kill the squirrel. So you don't know those things yet. And so you want to err on the side of being the parent, not the best friend.
I love the earned affection part. That's important. That's what Ricky's been going for. That's what she was trying to get us to say.
An example? Because of course
So,
they want to pet their puppy the first.
earned affection.
When can you do it?
My dog is jumping up on my leg because it wants attention. Pet or no pet? No, because they're demanding. My dog is chewing on my fingers while they're sitting next to me on the couch and I'm petting them. Pet or no pet? Because they're chewing on your fingers and demanding attention. Or just chewing on you, period. My dog barks at me when they don't get their food quick enough, but after dinner I like to have them sit on the couch with me and get pets. Pet or no? Okay, so no, don't pet there either.
It's the first night with your new puppy.
No, I'm working towards something. I'm working towards something. Trust me, I'm working towards something. And now, I train my puppy for 8 minutes because she's so young. She can't really go much more than that. And by the end of it, she just kind of like laid down by my leg and I was sitting on the floor and I started massaging her neck really slowly and gently. And then when she kind of like started like licking my finger, I stopped. Is that a good pet? Oh, look at us. We made it. So, if I train my puppy, I'm using food, I'm doing all that. By the end of training, they're tired. They're a little bit more relaxed. They're more calm. They just lay on the ground because they're tired. And I do kind of like a...
This is what we've been using.
Deep pressure massage, like kneading into their neck a little bit, just
I
did for that Aussie.
Yeah, if you watch
saw
the
her.
beginning of this, when the replay comes up, you'll see us do this with the Aussie.
And then when that dog's legs just, oh shit, this thing's gonna break if I bend those legs. But dropped her legs, melted into the touch, and just became like putty in my hands. That was good. That's good pets. And the minute she started licking my hand, I said no more. And I pulled my hands away and I even gave her back to Bethany. I'm sure she probably saw she was nibbling on my fingers. Mm-hmm. So when I get the calm, she can earn affection. Mm-hmm. When I get the licking of the fingers, paw over my hand.
Yeah.
It seems so small, guys, and it is small.
It is small.
But this in 6 months is going to be
small.
something not small. It's
Yeah.
just something that turns into something much bigger.
Yeah.
So when you get those little things, that's a pushiness. It's like a push that she's given.
It's sending grandma to the emergency room because she jumps up on everybody and she clawed her thin skin open. This is the stuff we deal with all the time with friendly
grandma.
puppies, friendly puppies. And so just keep that in mind. There's a lot of reasons. People have spent their careers talking about all the reasons why it's so important not to represent excitement first to your dog.
Who is this person? I need to see who asked the question.
There's been several now. Yeah,
Okay.
there's been several.
Whoever asked the question, though, yes, we sassed the hell out of you, and I apologize.
But that's
we
because
are
of-
joking.
but that's
We are
because
trying
of
to be
the-
fun with you a little bit.
But that's because of the way you asked the question. We were joking around.
We had a feeling you were joking with us, so we're joking back. But truly,
If
when
we
it
were
comes
wrong,
down to it,
we're sorry. We really are.
yeah, we didn't mean to shut you down and put you down if you felt that way. We were actually joking.
This is an Aussie question.
You were
for
joking,
Bethany.
right? Were you joking?
We
Kind
have 2 4-month-old Aussies. When we go on walks, they are too focused on each other to walk.
Walking
What,
separately.
why do you keep asking? Like,
Are you guys screwing with us?
Are
we getting trolled today?
I think it's because it's very basic questions that are actually really helpful for people. So if someone has 2 4-month-old Aussies,
I would be
you ever
walking.
even try to do them?
I would be walking them separately. We'll just start by saying that. But now we gotta pull back. There's so much more we gotta go over
I mean,
first.
for me, honestly, if I was sitting on a call with you, I would warm you up. I would, build, a lot of rapport with you. But by the 15-minute mark, I would be asking you questions to see if you really want 2 4-month-old Aussies. Do you have the experience to have 2 4-month-old Aussies? If I'm just being
Because
totally
litter
honest.
mate syndrome is probably already happening.
It's already
They're pack
happened.
mentality animals, and if you're not a professional dog trainer with massive experience working with Aussies and having doubles, or having 3 of them, or having 2 of them, then they probably already have pretty severe separation anxiety from each other, which is litter mate syndrome. I'm gonna just go on a limb and say that you should look up a private dog trainer in your area.
Yeah.
You will need one. We aren't gonna be able to give you enough. I'm sorry.
The quick version is they need to be worked separately for months and months.
Yep, you'll probably need some form of training tool of some type. I don't know which one you would choose, but you're gonna need to be able to get head control and focus from these dogs because all they're gonna care about is each other, and you're gonna need to bring that focus up.
Yeah. And
Nope, we're hard stop. 1:30.
oh, it's
You can go.
Can we? Can we keep going? All right, cool. Right on.
oh, wait a minute.
It's right out there.
I need advice. Okay, I gotta do this one and then we're gonna stop. I need advice. This is stressing me out. A pup of mine keeps killing the family chickens. She's only 4 months old. She's a Goldendoodle.
That's wild.
I talk all the time about how people forget that Goldendoodles
still
are
have the
hunting
poodle.
working dogs mixed with retrievers. Oh my gosh, that is not an easy mix.
Poodles are actually spectacular hunting
They
dogs.
are.
Spectacular
Bring the
drive.
poodles back. Okay, she's 4 months old. We've never had this issue before. Please help. Should I remove her or get her training? Okay, Doodles in love. Here is the skinny. You can
skinny.
absolutely train this dog to not kill the chickens when you are right there next
This
to
is
the
farm
dog.
girl. This is farm girl right here. She was farmy. Call you farmy.
When you are right
put a
there.
thing on my head.
Can I?
Sorry, someone put an emoji thing on my head.
I was in the zone. Can you focus?
Yeah. Get it. Sorry.
When you are right there next to your puppy with a few $1,000s worth of training or a few 1,000 hours of you doing tons of research and practicing with probably at least a little bit of one-on-one help, you can get a 4-month-old puppy that's already killing chickens. So the drive, the genetics are deep is my point. To not do it with you right there and they're under command. It will not happen when you leave. If you are not in the vicinity and that dog does not know they're under control by you, whoever has trained them, that the chickens are more of an aversive than they are fun to go chase and kill, they will still do it. They will absolutely still do it. This dog, you're looking to be on leash for the next 2 years. And you do not want to do serious aversive training with a 4-month-old. So you are going to need to avoid the chicken area for a few months and build up tons of other foundational important things, stuff. Boy, I hate that word. I'll tell you what, I use those words that are, they're just not good words, stuff and things. Because it's 1:34 and we're supposed to be done and my brain is going like this, like an alarm is going off, because it's so important to me that not another chicken loses their life, and it's so important to me that you understand that you cannot change this dog's genetics. And so that's what I'm really trying to get across to you.
And they've been activated when you killed the chicken.
They have been activated. So I wish I could give you more than that right now. I can't. But I hope that really gives you something to think about, and that if you got this dog from a really reputable breeder, it is perfectly okay. They will find another great home for this Doodle. If you guys wanted to say, hey, we need a lesser drive Doodle, please, that is perfectly acceptable. But if that is not what you're thinking at all, I just want you to be prepared for what, the future holds, because your chickens don't deserve that for sure. And the stress on your family and all of that, it's a lot, right? It's a lot. And so I just want to be real with you, and hopefully that gives you something to go off of. All right, I hate to end on the chicken killing note, but they are predators, guys. All right, have a wonderful day. Join us in 10 to 15 minutes for Ask a Vet Show.
Instagram.
Bye.